Movie Monday. Curly Sue. Curly Sue is a 1991 family comedy starring Jane Belushi, Allison Porter, Kelly Lynn. This is one of my all-time favorites growing up, like a oldie goodie to me. So in the movie here, we got Bill here, who it starts off with this homeless man, a drifter. All right, we see that he is here with a little girl named Curly Sue. She's an orphan. He had her from birth. Now, Bill is not Curly Sue's father. Bill ended up with Curly Sue because her mom, he was dating her mom and the mom passed. So, and like Bill told, some people get divorced. I got a baby. So, like I say, Bill and Curly Sue, they are homeless, they are drifters, and they just go around from state to state, city to city, town to town, creating little whatever little cons or scams they can do just so they can make ends meet to the next day getting food or whatever. So they wind up in New York and they conjure up their next scheme. And that's where they meet Grace here, a big time tough dog lawyer. They plot up a phony car accident just so they can get something to eat. Like I told you, these are the schemes that they do. So of course it works with Gray, and Gray is, she takes him to go get some food. But what Bill and Curly Sue did not know is that Gray had a boyfriend named Walker, played by this guy here. And yes, Walker was on the uppity side. So, he comes in and he goes to rescue Gray from Bill and Curly Sue because he thinks like that part of town is just not nothing. And, he doesn't want to engage with them. Okay, they goes off and Gray, she's just constantly thinking about the situation. So Gray, she's perceived to be kind of cold and tough, but, she's thinking about this situation. She's thinking about these people because she actually does have a heart a little bit. So, like I said, after Walker shut down the little scheme with them, they was talking like we could have got a little more out of her, but whatever, they shut it down and they went to find them somewhere to stay that night and they ended up in the shelter. So, when they woke up the next morning, they found out that Curly Sue ring had been stolen. That's important. Moving along, okay, they end up going to the church and they talking, and so it kind of felt like that Gray had gave Bill a sense of reason because he wanted to get himself right. He in the church talking, and Curly Sue like, you wouldn't even be talking like that, if we would have got some money. Her con man, she just used to hustling. That's all she know. So Bill like he on a mission to find Gray now because it's like, Gray enticed him. He want to find her because we can get a little more out of her. We can get just a little more. And y'all, they found Gray without even really trying too hard. Because this time, instead of faking an accident, Gray actually wasn't even paying attention coming out of the car garage and she hit Bill for real. Knocked them clean over. Girl, it seemed like you really killed them this time. Like, for real, we ain't even fake it. So this is when Gray take him to her house, and because she feeling real bad now, like 2 times in 2 days, like she is feeling horrible. The doctor in there, he's like, look, he just need a good bath or stiff, a little sleep, he'll be all right, but be careful. So she talking to Curly Sue, she noticing that she's adorable, but she's also observing her. She's noticing that Curly Sue is very streetwise, but she ain't smart. She illiterate. Curly Sue also was nosy. She asked a lot of questions. But hey, if you don't ask, how would you know? Moving along. So while Bill all are doing all this little faking and resting up or whatever, doing their thing, getting them some good sleep, all right, Gray kind of get on his tail like, hey, what is really going on? Because you ain't none of that girl daddy, and so Bill was ready to get up out of there, like, don't even worry about our business, don't worry about none of that. Oh yeah, and her household maid came over and ended up calling them Clock Bill because she didn't know none of that was there, because Gray didn't let her know before. And she knew that Bill and Curly Sue was a phony, but she was from the streets too, so she ain't really tell Gray. But when Gray realized what the real story was behind Bill and Curly Sue, she grew fond of them. She actually wanted to start helping them and doing things for them and, guiding Bill like with jobs and how to make things more legal in his life. Now, in the midst of all that, I told y'all Gray is a lawyer and she was working her own little case. And it was this big time case that was going down with this divorce between her and her client, the client and her husband. I told y'all Gray was a big dog, so they were starting to notice a change in her attitude, and it was because of the love and care that she was starting to receive from new people coming in, people being different, showing her something that was Bill and Curly Sue. Even though they weren't her type of people up to her speed, she learned something from them. Grace had started buying Curly Sue and Bill clothes, like making them look good, taking them out. They was just really enjoying themselves. They was going out, having fun, and it was even so much so like the fun was kind of trying to be ruined. But they took a twist with it. Like, we're gonna show you how we live out here. But your boy Walker right here wasn't having none of that. He wasn't having that. He wasn't letting them get his girl Grace and take her down through there because these are some bombs. What are you doing, Grace? Walker called CPS on Bill. Yeah. Talking about Bill was neglecting abuse towards Curly Sue. Gave him Grace's address and everything. And of course, they showed up at Grace's house to pick up Curly Sue. Bill ended up going to jail. Everything went to shreds. Curly Sue went to foster care, and Grace was doing all she can to fight to get Curly Sue out of the system and Bill out of jail. So I told y'all about Curly Sue ring getting stolen in the shelter. So Bill ran into the guy that stole it while he was in jail, and he got his baby ring back. Now moving forward, Grace, she used that divorce to another level because her boss was like, "No, we're not even gonna do it," because they was trying to really, Grace was trying to humiliate him and take him down through this. So she went up to the husband's office of the client, her client, and she was like, "Look, I got a proposition for you. I need your help, or not. If not, I'm gonna release some photos on you." And basically, Grace used some manipulation tactics and some pulls so that she can get Curly Sue out of the foster care. And after all that drama's dilemma is over with, Grace, Bill, and Curly Sue will run off into the sunset as a happy family. They had cut Curly Sue hair while she was in foster care, okay? And she had the prettiest little long curls you can see. And they end up enrolling her in school. It was something very new to her. Curly Sue was looking to be between the ages of like, I'd say 8 and 10. And she had never been to school, y'all. So, Bill was breaking down the rules like, don't be doing this, don't be doing that, don't be. She was like, look, B, I got this. So yes, Curly Sue, good oldie classic. Like I said, I feel like this movie is about bringing people together. People not understanding. Grace was somebody that was very hot headed and on wheels. They were people that was out there scheming and scamming, and these people needed to come together to learn the side of each other's world, learning that it's all about giving and receiving. She was able to help them out of the dark place, and they was able to help her open up and have a heart. Watch it, check it out. It's on Tubi.